Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to English Podcast Chill. I'm your host, Lucas.
And I'm Aria, so happy to have you all here again. If this is your first time joining us, this podcast is all about helping you improve your English in the chillest way possible, through natural conversations about everyday life.
Exactly. Each episode, we dive into daily topics that help you build vocabulary, understand sentence structure, and most importantly learn how to speak like a real human, not a textbook.
Today, we're diving into a very relatable topic: our work and school routines. Whether you're a student, an employee, or both, this episode will definitely resonate with you.
We're going to share how our daily routines look, from waking up, commuting, dealing with work or school, and how we unwind at the end of the day.
Before we get into our stories, let's take a quick look at what we'll talk about today.
We'll break it down into a few sections. Morning routine, how we start our day. Work versus school schedule, what our typical day looks like. Breaks and meals during the day. After work or after school activities, evening routines, and how we relax.
We'll also ask each other some fun and random questions along the way, like, what's your go-to lunch during a busy day? Or do you ever snooze your alarm 5 times in a row?
Guilty. Definitely guilty.
Alright, let's jump in.
Alright, Aria. Let's start with the morning. What time do you usually wake up?
Ugh, honestly. I try to wake up at 6:30 a.m., but most of the time, I hit the snooze button until like 7 o'clock or 7:15.
I used to be a night owl, but lately I've been waking up at 6 a.m. I do some stretching, drink water, and sometimes journal for 5 minutes. It really helps clear my mind.
Wow, that's impressive. I usually just scroll on my phone for 10 minutes, then panic because I'm late.
Classic. And breakfast.
I usually grab something quick, like toast with peanut butter or a banana, sometimes just coffee. I know, not ideal.
I need a proper breakfast or I feel useless. Eggs, toast, and black coffee is my go-to.
Okay, so after breakfast, what's next?
I start work at 8:30 a.m. I work from home 3 days a week, so on those days, I just jump straight to my laptop. But when I go to the office, I have to commute for about 40 minutes.
Do you listen to music or podcasts during the commute?
Yeah, actually this podcast sometimes. Gotta check the quality, right? Laughs.
Love it. As for me, I'm still in school. My classes start at 9 a.m., but I like to get there around 8:30 to review notes or chill with friends before class.
That's smart. What's your class schedule like?
It depends on the day, but usually I have 3 or 4 classes, each about an hour long. There's always one boring lecture I have to survive though.
There's always that one. For me, work involves a lot of meetings, emails, and project updates. I try to schedule deep work time in the morning and leave meetings for the afternoon.
Do you take breaks?
Absolutely. I follow the Pomodoro technique, sometimes 25 minutes of work, 5-minute break. It helps me stay focused.
Nice. I usually take a break after 2 classes. Sometimes I go to the campus cafe for coffee or a small snack.
What's your favorite study snack?
Probably trail mix or dark chocolate. What about you, for work?
Almonds or rice crackers. Healthy, but satisfying.
Let's talk lunch. Do you bring food or buy it?
When I'm at home, I cook simple meals like stir-fry or pasta. At the office, I usually grab a sandwich or salad. You?
I usually bring lunch from home. Saves money. But once a week, I treat myself to sushi or noodles from the food court near campus.
Nice. So what do your afternoons look like?
After lunch, I have maybe 1 or 2 more classes, and then either a study session or a group meeting. Around 4 or 5 p.m., I head home.
Same here. After 3 p.m., I usually get more emails and finish up tasks. I log off around 5:30 p.m.
And then, freedom, what's your after-work routine?
I usually go for a walk, hit the gym, or cook something. I try not to look at screens for at least 30 minutes after work.
I love to take a nap after school. Just 20 minutes. Then I either do homework or watch an episode of a kid.
Do you study at night?
Yeah, I usually review notes or work on assignments from 8 to 10 p.m. Not every night, though. Sometimes I just chill.
That's fair. I also read or listen to music before bed. I try to sleep by 11 p.m.
I wish. I usually sleep at midnight, but I'm working on it.
All right, let's wrap things up with a quick summary of what we talked about today.
We shared our morning routines, from waking up earlier, hitting snooze, to quick breakfasts and commutes.
Then we talked about our daily schedules, like classes, work meetings, and how we structure our time.
Don't forget about our meals and breaks, snacks, lunch habits, and staying energized during the day.
And we covered evening routines, like relaxing, exercising, studying, or just doing nothing, which is totally fine too.
I think the takeaway here is that everyone's routine is different, and that's okay. What matters is finding what works for you and keeping a balance.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today on English Podcast Chill. We hope this episode helped you learn some useful vocabulary and expressions related to daily routines, work, and school.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow or subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss future ones.
We'd love it if you could leave us a review or share this with a friend who's also learning English.
And if you have suggestions for topics or questions for us, send us a message. We love hearing from you.
That's all for today. Stay chill, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye everyone. Take care and have a great day.